Live.
That's crazy.
So, did you all happen to catch the Maryland-Virginia Tech game today?
Parts.
No, but it was at Yankee Stadium, right?
It was at Yankee Stadium. Yep.
Okay.
What was really cool about it, what was awesome, and I happened to be watching this, they were interviewing the new coach for Virginia Tech, right? ESPN was doing their interview during the game. I forget his name.
Brent Pry. Fun fact, he went to Lexington High School right here in my hometown.
No
But go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, anyway, so they're interviewing him, and Maryland has the ball, and they're talking to him. He's talking about how they're going to continue the tradition of great defense that was built under Frank Beamer and what was that defense? Bud Foster, right, for all those years. And as he's talking, they go to the live play, and Talia Tungavailoa throws a 70-yard bomb for a touchdown as the Virginia Tech coach is talking about how they're going to bring back this great defense from the glory days. And they throw a 70, and the hosts are apologizing. They're like, I don't even know what to do or what to say because you're talking about defense and all of this you're going to bring back, and they throw a 70-yard bomb for a touchdown.
And it ended up losing 54-10.
Oh, my mother called me and said, "Are you watching this?" I was like, "No," but I saw it was 34-10 on Twitter. She goes, "No, it's 41-10." They lost 54-10.
Yeah, that means your Virginia,
choking?
Washington fans are probably doubly hurt this week.
Oh, well.
Those kind of scores.
I live right here in Virginia. I'm about an hour and a half away from Blacksburg, and I am in no way, shape, or form a Virginia Tech Hokie fan. So
you enjoyed that. You enjoyed that score then.
The Chokies is what I call them. How about that?
And just think how good Maryland could possibly be if they didn't play in the Big Ten. If they'd stayed in the ACC and played teams like, I don't know, Virginia Tech week after week. Instead of Ohio State, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State, Iowa.
Yeah. It's a bit of a difference, but go Maryland, and OU plays at 9:15. So
ooh,
Boomer Sooner. We'll be talking more Washington sports here on the actual show right after this.
I'm a pretty bad kid.
Yeah, let's talk about the bigger picture. Let's talk about how we be ballin', playing with the Wizards. Let's talk about the Nats and how they always got good pitches. Let's talk about the Cats, how Rex can turn them boys to winners. Injuries and updates, oh yeah. To the opponent, we stand toe to toe, yeah. To the top, this podcast gonna go, yeah. I think it's something you should know, yeah.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode 49. As we catch Stoner doing his beverage. Hopefully, you guys can hear our new sound effects that we'll have.
That was pretty cool
as well.
Overlays.
Yeah, my bad. I'm getting to him.
I'm Nathan Perry, taking a little bit off my game there, and we're Ref the District. Joining me as always, it's his name says Stoner, but he's a drinker.
Yeah, I have to thank you. Good to be here. Good to see you guys again. I got to get rid of the eggnog. It's almost gone. It expires soon, so that's why I'm trying to finish it off.
And then we got Trevor.
What's up, guys? Philly Week is here once again. I got some hot chocolate to join you, Stoner. No eggnog, but you know.
Some water for me, just some good old water. Joining us on our live stream already, we got EP, P-Dub, and Mama Perry are all there. You, of course, are welcome to join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch every week. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. we stream this live, and then we'll post it to your favorite podcast platforms afterwards. This Saturday, we got a special program. There will be a betting show that we'll be doing in the morning. More on that later, and then you'll catch us live streaming this Philadelphia game that we'll be talking about after once we get JC Eagles talk on here during the game. We're sponsored by Skybar, opening up soon in Lexington. You can see our man Trev in person. Check that out in Lexington, Virginia. And then we're also sponsored by Pacers Running. Someone else do the spot.
Ha! I really don't know how it goes word for word, but I just know that they offer virtual fittings for all your shoe wear. They got great gear. They help you if you love to run. Those are the people you need to contact pretty much. Like I said, virtual fittings that get you the right shoes for whatever needs your feet need or have. So Pacers
6
running.
locations in Northern Virginia and the district.
Yeah.
If you want to go in person, they're awesome. Just
Yep.
check them on out. Pacers running.
For every run, Pacers running. You can tell
Yes.
normally I run this, but I am battling a little bit of a cold, so so I'll have to mute myself every now and then. So, but we do want to give shout outs. We got Tony from ProTech Sports Network on here, and
What up,
Cam
Tony?
Mingo have
Cam Mingo
also joined us. And P-Dub, win or lose, I'll be here. We appreciate that. We do. And if you're new to the channel, please just make sure that you subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. If we get to 500, it unlocks community features from YouTube. Really help us out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about last week's game. Let's talk about Dallas just a little bit. We got to talk a little bit about, and I think especially we got to talk about what Ron said after the game, or since the game finished.
Maybe a little sideline fiasco. We talk about that too. See how that.
Yeah, because we didn't really talk about that on Day After Reckoning. We didn't talk about the sideline fiasco. Let's talk about that first, Trev. Let's talk about the deal.
We want to know
what's happened since then. Right, so we all saw it. Everybody saw it. Chris Collinsworth on national television said it was an embarrassment to the organization.
It's an embarrassment to the organization.
But as Deron Payne and John Allen both said, it was nothing. It was a brotherly fight. It happens, and we all know it happens. What kind of is your take about what's the fallout going to be from this thing?
I think they're both mature enough to put whatever it is aside for these last 2 games, but I think that they both are saying that it's squashed because they probably have to say that for PR reasons. But we do live in a world where social media platforms mean something in the sports world, and if you look at Deron Payne's Instagram, all of his Washington football pictures, except for the one with him and I guess some family members and some Skins jerseys back in 2018.
Yeah,
they're all gone from his Instagram profile. I mean,
someone had said that was removed earlier before the game.
I don't know. I don't really know the timeline of that, but
maybe that's what John Allen was. Maybe that's what John Allen was so pissed about.
During the game, it was just like, oh yeah,
he was scrolling his IG and he was like, "Hey, you got rid of all your WFT photos."
I'm not mad at what happened on the sideline. I mean, you see it all the time from other teams. It's not a big deal. It's just the boiling point. I think that we've reached a boiling point with COVID issues has ruined our team. Season-ending injuries has ruined our team. Our record has ruined our team. Our quarterback play. It's just all this controversy off the field, the investigation, the dark cloud over that. Like everything that has piled upon, it was just unleashed between those two. On the sideline. I mean, they both played at Alabama together. They probably are brothers. It probably is squashed. We might be, overreacting for the IG, but I'm glad it happened. It showed that, this means something to our team rather than we're just out there to collect the paycheck. So I have no problem.
On the Alabama front, there was actually a thread that was shared that Alabama defensive players tend to fight each other. Maybe not just the defensive players. There's some offensive videos shared within that as well.
Sure.
In one of those games, they weren't even losing. They were winning and they were dominating, and they just still got into each other's grills. I think it's because they expect so much of each other.
For sure.
On the Alabama team. And I think this defensive line expects a lot of themselves. We talked about how they are highly touted. These are first round picks across the league. People think that this is supposed to be a dominant defensive line, and they were getting their lunch money stolen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And you got people on Twitter saying that they're kind of ashamed to see John Allen react the way that he did, as a captain. Look, these guys are 300-pound linemen that push around other 300-pound linemen for a living every single day, game, practice, whatever. So if somebody puts their finger in your face, you're getting blown out against your arch rivals on Sunday Night Football. And homie or not, he puts his hands in your face and touches you in a heated discussion. There's only one way to react, and you're caught up in the moment. It just happens the fact that the camera saw that. I'm sure it happens more than once.
I promise you, Trev, you put your finger in my face, I'm swinging.
Oh, we swing. Exactly.
Right? That's just the way, and we're brothers. We're like them. We're brothers, right?
I don't care. Yep.
Right, we're swinging, and then we're gonna hug it out afterwards at some point, right?
Exactly.
That's just what we do. But it just looks bad. It's just bad optics, is all.
That's
But
all
And it was also during a blowout,
all.
so that there was
Yeah.
nothing
was
else
spitting.
for them to focus.
It was
on.
spitting. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was different.
It is what
EP's
it
asking if it's going to mess up the Pro Bowl. I don't think it's going to do that. I do think, honestly, it will hurt Jonathan Allen's chance for the Walter Payton Award.
I don't think it'll hurt that either.
Part of that is actually supposed to be, you're supposed to kind of.
I'm sure Walter Payton did the
represents-
same thing though. Walter Payton probably hit somebody in the mouth a couple times too. So.
Yeah. And then I also didn't like the narrative that people were saying that they showed more fight on the sideline against their own teammates than they did out on the field. They're fighting their tails off out on the field, and they just got it whooped. That's all.
Yeah, and Ron addressed that, and Ron also mentioned, and Trev, you mentioned some of the things that hit the team. Ron also mentioned there's like real life stuff that's going on.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
DeShazier Everett,
prayers and thoughts over to the Sweat family. As Montez Sweat's brother was killed in a shooting on Tuesday. So that's now something on top. You're mentioning the DeShazier Everett crash.
Yeah.
Which happened this last weekend, where DeShazier Everett's girlfriend was killed or died. So I mean,
right in front of a couple of teammates too.
Right in front of a couple. Teammates. Yeah, a couple teammates watched that crash. Jamin Davis missed a practice. Ended up missing the game as well for apparently different reasons. Though I don't think I've seen his name pop up again this week.
Yeah, apparently he was showing some. I think that, and then also he showed some symptoms of COVID, but it was too late to test to find out. But I read he did end up testing while he was in Dallas, and he passed. So I think he should be okay for Sunday.
Good to go.
But
okay,
sounds good.
There's all those things that happened this week, but I think probably the biggest thing that affects on the field, when Ron said for these next two games that we're probably going to see Taylor and Kyle Allen.
Yeah, buddy.
And, and we didn't really talk about that too much last week, and maybe we'll talk about it when we get into previewing the upcoming game. But, the question is really simply, do you guys want to see both or one, or, who do you want to see at the in the next two games?
What's the benefit to playing both? Is there a benefit to doing first half Taylor, second half Kyle Allen?
No, there's not.
Maybe they can do the old college Florida style, every other play, something like that. Just
like when Chris Leak was a quarterback and somebody else. There you go.
Tebow, they used to do
that. Worked.
Tebow's freshman.
I've slept on it like you did, Stoner, on Sunday. I slept on it, and I was preaching Kyle Allen. And I still am, but it's 2 games left. We're mathematically in, which, like I said on Monday, which also known as we're out. Just give it to Kyle or whoever gives us the best chance to finish the season on a good note with 2 wins. Put him back there. If it's Garrett Gilbert, put him back there. If it's Kyle Shermer, put him back there. But I think we've seen enough from Taylor Heineke, honestly. If we had a legit chance outside of mathematics to get in the playoffs, Taylor Heineke for sure. But since we have to bank on a lot of teams to lose and this and that to go, just go ahead and throw Kyle Allen in and just show the coaching staff what we have.
You're saying that the goal is to win. If you're thinking that Taylor, if you're in a position to go to the playoffs, you keep Taylor in. I think that you just keep Taylor in if that's your goal is to win, which it should be.
Yeah,
you play until you're.
I still think
you play even after you're mathematically eliminated. But what I don't want is to do this. Taylor plays part of the game. Kyle plays part of the game.
Yeah,
unless you think that that's really what's going to be best, because that tells me you're just trying to evaluate. And if you're trying to evaluate why you're mathematically in,
I don't think
got issue.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be something like in the first half. Let's just say Taylor has another one of those terrible first halves, right? And then they might bring in Kyle in the second half, or if they get eliminated, I think you're going to if they get eliminated on this game, then I think you'll probably see Kyle Allen in the last game, because then you're not going to see a lot of guys in that last game if they get eliminated. You're not going to see the guys who are playing through injuries. You're not going to see the Antonio Gibson types and the
Well, we don't
and
see that much
probably
anyway
the
now.
McLaurins and all that.
You're
I
not
know
wrong.
it's true, but he's gutting it out. He's trying to do what he can.
And like the
play.
guys who would take place of our starters have already been starters on our squad at some point in this season. So it's really no
Yeah.
difference who plays, I think. But I'm just basing off what Kyle Allen has done when he's been called upon in the games. He's given receivers a chance, and like I said, this on Sunday, Terry McLaurin, 3 targets, 0 catches. Taylor Heineke. Kyle Allen, 3 targets, 3 catches. It might have been for 20 yards, but he got to catch the ball. He got an opportunity to play his position. And I just feel like if you give Kyle from a jump from the get-go, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Literally. What's the worst that could happen if you start
4
Kyle Allen?
interceptions and another 54.
Yeah.
Well,
14 block.
whatever. We're 6-9, guys. We're mathematically in
Yeah.
it, which means we're not going to get in. So, I mean,
You never know. You play to win the game.
you still want to
win.
win.
Football team declassified. They say Taylor isn't going to lead Washington playoffs. I would have to agree because at this point, we're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, so play Kyle Allen, get it over with. We got 2 games left. What's Taylor going to do? Pad his stats, get us a win. Kyle can still get us a win without padding stats.
I think you're always going to play the guy who gives you the best chance to win because you owe that to the other guys on the roster who are fighting their tails off to either make a roster spot, get a new contract, who just want to win because it's in their blood, which is most of these guys. They go out there not because it's the last game and they just want to kind of throw it away, and they want to play because they are competitors and they want to win because it's in their blood. So you have to give that. You don't want to do a disservice to them by just throwing a guy out there just because. You know what I mean?
It's not like you're throwing a guy out there just because. It's Kyle Allen. He's been on the squad for 2 years. He's got rapport with the receivers.
Traded a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, I mean,
to get.
All right. Well, that was a dumb move, by the way. That was a terrible move.
I think that the idea was he was going to be your backup quarterback for a few years, and he ends up getting himself injured. I don't think Ron and company ever felt that he was the guy, and I think that's one of the reasons why Taylor Heineke is starting. Is you got to see whether or not he has it. And over the course of the season, I think that we can all agree that he's a quality backup.
Yes, serviceable backup.
I think that's probably all he is. That's all he'll ever be. Nobody has ever. I've never heard one human on earth ever say that either Taylor Heineke or Kyle Allen is the type of quarterback that's going to lead a team to the playoffs as a franchise type quarterback.
Have you not been in
I was going to say
any of the Washington fans?
When we were winning,
large contingent. The Heineke Hive believes that he was a franchise quarterback. There's still people on that hive.
The legend of Taylor Heineke shirts were made. He signed a deal with Bud Light. My man was about to be.
Let me rephrase that. No competent human on earth ever said that. Okay? And if there are people out there that said it, they know. They know.
True.
I'm sorry.
We're being real. They know. You're exactly right. Y'all know who y'all are. Right. Buying all them shirts. Heineke forever. Bud Light. Y'all know who y'all are.
he busted out the no competent people.
Well,
it is what it is.
Come on.
Everybody
knows that. Everybody knows that. I mean, you can love the guy. You can love his story. You can love his
moxie.
There you go. You can love that and everything, but you know that he's not the guy. No. And everybody's known that. Everybody's known that, even if during the 4-game win streak.
Play. He doesn't have command of the offense. He looks scared. He looks lost. He doesn't know how to read. It's just backup is what
now. He doesn't have a lot of fun.
Even we were starting to turn around during that 4-game win streak, but Washington's lost 3 in a row. Potentially this game ahead of us. Do you think Washington has a legit chance to win this game against Philadelphia when Philadelphia put on 500 yards just 2 weeks ago against this team?
I personally think so. 2 reasons. One, it's a different team than 2 weeks ago because we have more players than we did the last time we played them because of COVID. Second, excuse my French, but we have gotten our ass kicked the past 3 weeks in a row. We haven't just lost. 27-20 to Dallas. The score is not nearly what the game was. We got blown out. You might as well say we were shut out. Second, 27-17, once again, scores closer in the game. We let Philly run all over us for nearly, 300, 400 yards, right? Something like that, you said, Nathan?
Rushing was
500.
Yeah, it was like 250
500
rushing.
total yards of offense.
Yeah.
And 250 rushing.
They had more rushing yards than Washington had combined.
And then we get completely shellacked Christmas night afterwards. The night after Christmas, 56-4. I don't care, and I don't care who was on the field. I know we had Garrett Gilbert. I know we had three nobodies at linebacker, but they're NFL athletes, and we still allowed 56 points on national TV on primetime. So I think with those three blowout losses and butt whoopings, ass kickings, we add that fuel to the fire that we already have and come out and play the spoiler role and ruin the chances for Philly. Because if we can't go, y'all for sure can't go either. So I think we have a legit chance if we stop the run.
It has been, those losses have been getting progressively worse.
Yeah. Oh my God, so bad. I mean, even the Lions are playing better than us right now, with and without Jared Goff. And they've won 2 games? They're showing more. I mean, every team shows fight, but 56 points, guys. That's
not great.
Fourth most points given up in franchise history. But that's Dallas, and Dallas, like said a couple weeks ago, Philadelphia, they put up some yardage. They didn't necessarily score. Washington gets a few players back on defense, namely Cam Curl should be playing.
Cole
Sunday.
Holcomb.
Cole Holcomb should be playing.
Campbell
played before. He played last week, but he didn't play that first game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, right? We had nobody guarding Dallas Goedert, which is what killed us outside of the run game, was that Dallas Goedert over the middle. Yep, Nathan, you're right.
How much of a difference do you think Cam Curl is going to make Sunday against the Eagles?
Huge. Maybe not as huge as national attention, but huge for us because we as a Washington football team fans, we know what Cam Curl is capable of doing.
Right.
We know he's capable of lining up against a tight end or a running back out of the backfield and doing what he has to do. So we know he can do that. And I think it's going to be not a huge help, but definitely a big difference. It'll be a difference for sure.
He is a difference maker. I think it will make a difference, especially if you've got guys back in front of him, such as Holcomb, such as Davis. Say what you want about whether or not they're great linebackers, but they're certainly a whole lot better than what we were playing with guys who had
his name is Milo.
Field. Yeah,
his
the
name
Milo
is Milo
kid and all that. Right?
He wasn't able to announce it, but we can.
Cole Holcomb's down here on the chart, right?
Right.
But Milo, you can't even see where he is. He's so far down.
It's like Milo.
There's no disrespect to Milo. I mean, if I walked up to Milo, he would be this incredible athlete, and I'd be in awe of him. But relatively speaking to what he's going out on the field with,
flag football team.
Oh yeah, but
7-on-7,
amazing,
Kobe.
Yeah, but you put him out there, in an NFL game, and he hadn't played in however long since he's played, and he's had no practice with this team.
He's a rookie, also.
It's bad news. It's bad news, and that's what happened. There was a lot of bad news last week.
Yeah, he did not get a chance to shine, and that was unfortunate. Tiho asks, should we lose the final 2 games to get a higher draft pick or win the final 2 games?
You should never give up.
We are firmly here on Ref the District. Team win. You play to win the game.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Nice.
Every chance. That's it. That's.
I mean, like I said earlier, the Detroit Lions have won 2 games. Do you think they're giving up these last 2 games this season?
No, of course not.
No way.
They don't care about draft picks where the team lines up in the
draft.
They
knew they weren't making the postseason week 1. So
yeah, right. So they've been doing that the whole year.
Yes, you don't tank. You don't tank.
Unless they come out with a list that says, okay, here are the first 32 picks of the first round, and here's the exact order they're going.
And you are guaranteed this person and this player,
Then you might kind of tank to try and see, but you can get a great player with the number 1 overall pick. You can get a great player with the 19th pick if you know what you're doing.
You can get that. What was Tom Brady? What pick was Tom Brady?
299.
Hey, there you go.
He was number 290. And we talk about all the quarterbacks all the time. If you look at all the quarterbacks, you line them up, you've got round 1, first pick, first overall picks all over the place. The Matt Staffords, the Jared Goffs, all those guys. And then you've got Yeah, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. You've got them all over the place. But you've also got the Patrick Mahomes, who's drafted in the middle, the Ben Roethlisbergers, the Aaron Rodgers, the Lamar Jacksons. And Dak Prescott in middle rounds, Russell Wilson in middle rounds. You got to just find the guy. It doesn't matter where you're picking. So you don't ever tank to try and get a higher draft pick, because that doesn't guarantee you anything.
For all the love that some Washington fans still give Kirk Cousins, he was a 4th round pick.
Exactly.
You like
you
that?
just need to surround him or surround your guy around talent.
We'll talk about that when April gets here.
Yeah, we will. I regret giving him that towel. When we come back for the game, we'll be on with JC Eagles Talk. Stick with us. The game is brought to you by Pacers Running Stores. Pacers has 6 stores in Northern Virginia and D.C. For the best running footwear, apparel, and gear, just stop by or schedule a virtual fitting with the best running experts in the business. Pacers Running exists to help as many people as possible through running. For every run, it's Pacers Running. We want to welcome JC Eagles Talk to the stream.
Thank you.
We're even going to make you the big screen, JC, because you're our guest today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us a couple weeks ago when Washington was, Philadelphia was hosting Washington in an epic beatdown of Philly proportions. How do you think this game's going to go?
Well, first of all, my condolences, man, to Montez Sweat, man. I mean, it's just opening up your eyes, man. Any day could be your last day, and it's like constantly, man, bad news across the world. The end of the year is about to come, and it's a shame. So, I mean, this is bigger than sports. It's bigger than, rivalries and stuff like that. I mean, it's a shame. But, prayers up for his family, man. But, look, this game, what was your question again, man? I was like,
you just want to get your Montez Sweat talk.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate that. We did the same at the beginning of of the stream. Was just letting him know, thoughts and prayers with his family during this time, because that's not easy to lose a brother. Brother was only 27 years old, especially the way it happened. Unexpected deaths are already something that's hard to deal with, and then to be gunshot murder type situation is even worse. So no, we appreciate that, especially coming from the city of brotherly love.
Mm-hmm. All love, man.
Yeah. All right, now on to the football side of the house. Okay. Last time these two teams met, you guys just walked all over the defense. How do you feel this game's going to go?
Yo, I was listening to y'all right before I came on. And y'all talking about that, hey, it's a different team, all right? And y'all getting y'all defense back. But last time I checked, your whole defensive line was playing. Your whole defensive line was there last time that the Philadelphia Eagles rushed for over 200 yards on y'all. So, I mean, I'm more concerned about who gets the fastest start. Who can start the fastest? Who can get that momentum, and who could put the other team defense on their heels? You know what I mean? Because, not every team is built to come from behind. Right. I've watched the Washington football team play.
We can't do it.
A lot of time when y'all winning, y'all win with your running game, and y'all have a lead, and y'all grind out the clock. And I think y'all season changed around when JD went out. When JD got hurt, I think that took away the 1-2 combination from y'all team, and now you had to depend on Gibson and Heineken, and that was basically it, But I really think that this game is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. I have it a 7-point game, but I also see that, hey, with the beatdown that the Washington football team got on Sunday night, and if these men are proud men, that play football, hey, they will show up and show out, especially to get a chance to ruin a divisional opponent chance to make it to the playoffs, even though we let y'all in last year. But, there's only one city of brotherly love, And there's only one city of brotherly love, so it's okay. Y'all don't have to return the favor. We were earned it the hard way. All right. So.
Well, let me ask you this, JC, because at the beginning of the year, or in the off season, building up to the beginning of the year, everybody looked at the Eagles and Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and we all said, "Well, this is going to be a terrible football team." This new coach came in to the press conference, and we all made fun of him because he sounded like a clown. And he started off 2-5, and everyone's like, "Well, there you go. That's the Eagles that we expected." And then all of a sudden, this season turned around, and now you're looking like a team that people are going to be afraid to play in the playoffs. What the heck changed from the beginning of the year to where this team is now?
There's three things that changed. The first thing that changed is Nick Sirianni he got sick and tired of people still run the ball. He just got sick and tired of it. Every game, even opposition fans and, coaches, everybody saw that the Philadelphia Eagles was not running the ball. So he came in with his own offensive game plan. He's waited his whole life to call plays. He never called plays before. This was his first time, as a head coach, and it was time for him to change, to shine, I mean. And he just came out and felt just a straight flat on his face. So he got tired of people say run the ball, and he came out against the Detroit Lions with a point. Y'all want us to run the ball? Fine. I'm going to run the ball. We ran the ball 40-something times.
Yeah,
it was successful. It was successful. Mm-hmm. So that's, Nick Sirianni changed his mindset. Running the ball. The Philadelphia Eagles, people don't understand. Offensive linemen, not all offensive linemen are meant to go, back 30, 40 times on their heels. That's how you have a lot of injuries. That's how you have a lot of freaking Achilles tear and spring incident, all that stuff, because you constantly 300 pounds against 300 pounds, you're going back all the time. And the defensive line is bum rushing you. So now if you start running the ball, the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is meant to run the ball. They're meant to move forward, bully people, push people. And that's what started going on. And then 3, Jonathan Gannon. We've been blessed. To play a lot of bad quarterbacks during this winning streak. I'm going to keep it honest. We have not played one good quarterback yet, during this 6-game, out of 8-game winning streak. That's what it is. Because Jonathan Gannon, he flexed his muscles against bad quarterbacks. And then when he plays good quarterback, he don't trust in his system or his players that he had. Like, he don't think that he might have the right linebackers and, or the right DBs. So that's why he flexes muscles against bad quarterback, and then he backs up and play more zone against good quarterback. But the confidence is building, so now maybe he could start trusting his team some more moving forward if we get into the playoff, because we're going to play all good quarterbacks in the playoffs.
All right, JC. So if you guys happen to, for some strange miracle, win on Sunday and get a shot in the playoffs, how far do you think you guys are going to go?
I think that we could go past the first round. I'm not going to guarantee anything after that, because the first round, a wild card weekend, we've seen some upsets during the wild card weekend. We've seen the Giants that year that they won the Super Bowl in 2007. They went and won wild card weekend and gained confidence and went and beat an 18-0 Patriots. We've seen the Seahawks, a 7-9. They had home field advantage, and then that when Beast Mode came out and they upset, I believe, who did they upset that game? Yeah, the Saints. Mm-hmm. So anything could happen wild card weekend, because the team they ain't really played you yet. They probably didn't play you all year. But if we get Dallas, then that'll be 3. 3 times. That's gonna be tough. But if we get any other team, I believe that they have not had a taste of what the Philadelphia Eagles are about this season, that we might be able to shock them.
That's an interesting point about the Dallas. That is the Philadelphia's last game of the season, and we actually have a few Philadelphia fans in the chat right now. Shout out to Cade McDonald. Who else we got? CEV Network.
Don't forget
and
JT there.
JT there, who are thanks for joining us in the chat. They mentioned that Cowboys game is really the game breaker. When we talked with you, we said 2-2 should make the playoffs, which the way it's breaking out, 2-2 possibly can. Is Philadelphia looking past this Washington team, especially the way that they beat Washington last time, towards that Dallas game, which is the one that is more likely going to have an impact on their season?
Absolutely not, because the Philadelphia Eagles could clinch the playoffs this Sunday if the Packers beat the Vikings, and a lot of us are assuming that the Packers are, they're trying to fight for that number one seed, to stay at the number one seed. And we need the 49ers to beat the Texans. I mean, those are two winnable games, So now if we win on Sunday, week 18 doesn't even matter, unless, the 49ers happen to slip up and now we have an opportunity to win more, beat y'all and then win against Dallas and move up to the 6th seed. That's the only way it would matter. But besides that, if we win this game, and the other two teams take care of their business, we are in the playoffs, and whatever happened in week 18 does not matter. So absolutely not. They're not looking past this team, especially with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. If y'all ever listen to his press conference, this dude, you can never, ever guess what he's thinking. He smile. He's a coach's son, and he's out to prove that he's worthy to be a franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's funny. It's a nice segue into that, because my next question is: do you think he can be a franchise quarterback for you guys, or you think he's just a whatever splash guy and you're going to
I definitely think that he could definitely be a franchise quarterback. He's a proven winner. He won at Alabama. He got benched. He came back in and still won for them. He's mentally tested. And then went to Oklahoma. His first year there was Heisman runner-up, and now he came to the Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't ask to be drafted in the second round. He didn't ask to, to be a Carson Wentz backup. He didn't even think that he would be the starter, the end of last week. But we didn't know how fragile mentally our quarterback was either, and Carson Wentz, he kind of just gave up, and now Jalen Hurts just got thrown into the fire. So I really think with this offseason, all right, his only knock is he's not accurate enough. But this dude is an alternate Pro Bowl. He's the alternate because, he, over 10 rushing touchdowns, almost 800 yards rushing. I mean, combined 26 total touchdowns combined. I mean, he's a baller. He's a playmaker. And then if you look in the second half of, throughout the whole season, he's a whole different. His QBR is like 90. Like he's up there with Herbert and Matthew Stafford. I think those are the only two people in the fourth quarter. So he's a clutch quarterback. He just gotta, I guess, feel the fire a little bit, because if y'all was watching the last game against y'all when he fumbled, when he came on that sideline, Nick Sirianni was in his ear. He didn't even look back. Not once. But then he went back in the game, was like perfect. Missed like one incompletion, but besides that, he was on it. So I mean, look, I think he is. I mean, there are some Philadelphia Eagle fans or Carson Wentz lovers. They would never, love Jalen Hurts unless he wins the Super Bowl. So, but a lot of us are.
Wentz didn't even do for Philadelphia.
Yeah, Winston didn't even do that for Philadelphia.
But he was big
He was a big part of it for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that Wentz move in the offseason there. Do you think, as shown here by Big Moves Teamus, I believe that's how you say that, do you think that Wentz was a good player that just kind of got all messed up in Philadelphia? Or was he just a bum and he had great players around him, kind of like he does now in Indy?
I think that Wentz is a privileged quarterback. You know what I mean? He's used to getting his way. So he, it's always been rumored that he don't like to be corrected. Right? He be changing plays at the line. I mean, he won't listen to Doug Peterson. And that's why you saw when Nick Foles came in there, Nick Foles was the most unathletic quarterback, to win that Super Bowl that year. You know why? Because he was so coachable. He was so coachable, and he trusted, hey, when the coach called a play, that guy is going to be open. But Carson Wentz, he's such a stud, athletic. He could run. He could do it all. He got this big bend, body. His arm is big. So now he think that, hey, shoot, I could do this, man. I don't need y'all. So, and that was always been the chatter. Even the teammates was like, he's not a good leader, and somebody's like, he's a good leader. So I think that hurts with all that going on and his ego. How dare you draft a quarterback in the second round when I'm right here? After I brought y'all to the playoffs with practice squad, wide receivers. He was the first quarterback in the NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards, and none of his wide receivers caught over 500 passes, 500 yards. So, he had talent. I was kind of mad about the move myself. I'm like, yo, how could y'all do that when he just brought y'all to the playoffs? Why don't y'all just get him weapons? But as the year went along, I'm like, come on, let's fight. At least fight. So I kind of slowly, I'm like, look, I'm a fighter, man. I'm a military vet. I don't believe in quitting. I don't believe in, walking away from my brothers. You fight until it's over. And then, hey, whatever you want to do then. But I think he mentally quit throughout the year, which affected his play and which, made him got benched.
I don't really want to spend too much time on this because it's way too early to talk about it, but it is something to talk about. You guys have 3 first-round picks in this upcoming draft.
One of those courtesy of the Wentz trade.
One of those, yes. So, JC, are you guys going to, in your opinion, if you had control of those picks, do you trade away those picks for a player, or do you keep all of them and draft well? What do you do with those 3 first-round picks?
Well, I'm Howie Roseman, and I'm hoping that he's listening. I'm hoping that he's peeping into the.
He listens to our show all the time, JC.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
You can talk directly to him.
All right, Howie. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to help you out. Your first pick, you draft a linebacker. And the Philadelphia have not had a decent linebacker than Hicks. And he was okay, but Trotter was the last one that I can remember. A thumper, a run stopper. And you see, you need that linebacker to run the middle of your defense. The run stopper. And then with the second pick, I go with the cornerback. Honest truth, I go with the DB. And then third pick, I trade it away because I would trade a third pick away to get another first round pick and a second next year, because that means the following year we could have 2 picks, a 2 first round pick, and if Hurts don't pan out, guess what? You still got 2 first round picks next year, and you could try to, a maneuver to get another quarterback or move up in the draft or go after a veteran. The only quarterback that's in college right now is Pinkett. Everybody is talking about Pinkett. I don't know who that guy is. Besides him, I don't hear about no other quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. So, Hurts is your best option right now. Get your linebacker, get your DB. We have about $50+ million to spend in free agency. So go out and get you a defensive end and a veteran wide receiver. I guarantee you the Philadelphia Eagles will do a deep run in the playoffs next year with an extra year of Hurts behind center, proving his accuracy. Yeah.
Hey, JC, this is the Houston Texans calling you. We're going to give you Deshaun Watson for those 3 first-round picks. Do you want to do it?
We do not want to do it. Because I don't believe that it will be only 3 first-round picks. I believe with the Pro Bowl caliber talent and Deshaun Watson, you probably will have to get 3 first-round pick and a player and probably a 2. Y'all see, y'all gave up 20 picks for RG3. I'm saying, and
he's going to write a book about it.
Yeah, and once in a lifetime generation, they try to throw the whole book book at him. So, and then, and from the Texans, I'm watching a Jalen Hurts play this year. I'm like, I want 3 first-round pick, Jalen Hurts, and a second.
Do you do it?
No, I'm still not going to do it. Because how you going to build your defense? Your defense is your problem.
No,
you need those picks to build your defense, or you're going to be in the same situation. But Deshaun Jackson had Hopkins, Fuller, but he still won 4 games. Because guess what? The defense was the issue. He was putting up 20, 30 points a game. Still 4-12.
Well, let's go back to the game here. Miles Sanders is going to be out. with a broken hand. How is that going to change Philadelphia's rushing attack?
It's not, because the rushing attack started while Miles Sanders missed 4 games. So that's when it got started. So that's why a lot of people was like, oh my God, why didn't we do this when Miles Sanders was in? Why didn't we do this when Miles Sanders was in? Oh, how is he going to fit when he comes back in? You know, it was Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell. So those 3 guys started this whole monster rushing attack at the Detroit Lions, and it's been off since then. And then Miles Sanders just came in, and we continued doing the exact same thing, you know. But we should be fine. But the question is how healthy is Jordan Howard is going to be, because we did bring back Kerryon Johnson to the practice squad. He's still on the practice squad now. So I don't know, is he going to be elevated to a 50-man roster or what? It depends on how healthy is Jordan Howard. Then we might have a little issue, because here's our big cow. You know, Jordan Howard is our big back. He's that, hey, nobody want to tackle in the fourth quarter, because he's running 3 for 10, 12 yards, you know, per carry. So that's going to be the real test right there.
Do you look for a different game plan coming from you guys than 2 weeks ago? Since, you know, like you said, we have a few other players back, but it might not really make a difference. But do you see the game plan changing at all, or is it probably going to be a rushing attack again?
Well, it depends what Washington do, because I feel like because this game was so like 2 weeks ago, that they're going to try to focus on stopping the run from the jump, and they're going to try and make a Jalen Hurts beat them with his arm. But the thing is about Jalen Hurts, after he gets sacked a couple of times, he's not going to get sacked again. He's gone. He's like, oh, they're coming. Hey, you know, and he's going to take off and run. And he throws very well on the run. So now once y'all start loosening up, because y'all can't contend Jalen Hurts, now we're going to start pounding it again. But like I expect, like the first 3 plays, I want probably 2 pass, 1 run. You know what I mean? Just to try to see maybe a quick screen out to Quez, or quick, you know, screen out to Rager. But I definitely think, because we played y'all like 48 hours ago, that it's going to be so fresh that Del Rio is going to say, hey, we are not going to get gashed for 240-something yards again. So he's going to try to, you know, sell out. And then that's what's going to, you know, help us go over the top to Goddard. You know, yes, y'all talking about Curl's back, right? Curl? He's back.
Yeah.
Okay. And he a slot, though? He a slot corner, right?
No, he's a safety.
No, he's a safety, but he's a in the box type safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
He's a difference maker for the Washington defense. It'll be interesting to see how his addition, because he did miss the last game, how his addition is going to play out there. Landon Collins won't be in there, and that's one that we were looking forward to having as really a helper when it comes to that rushing attack. You know, hopefully the linebackers, we won't be seeing Milo's name not called again as on Sunday Night Football. Guy is so fresh that the NBC crew didn't even have like his actual. They're lucky to have a picture of him. So we'll see how it all plays out on Sunday. What is your score prediction?
My score prediction. If the Philadelphia Eagles had to put up 30, they have to put up 30, because that's the magic number.
That's your
I've
thing.
always said that's my thing, because the proof is in the pudding. If you only win 1 game that you don't score 30, and all the other games you put up 30, that's the magic number.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going 30-21.
All right, I'm writing it down.
But it was a 7-point game, but makes a 9-point difference.
Because I really think that y'all going to try to sell out to the run, that Jalen Hurts is going to end up beating y'all with his arms this time around. And then by the time y'all figure it out, we go back to the running game. I mean, it's going to be tired. You know, your defense is probably going to be out there for a while. So 30, you know. So 30 is my magic number.
I actually have one last question. I shouldn't have asked you the score question. That's normally the last question. But this is kind of important for our Washington fan base right now. And we talked a little bit about this before you came on. We asked you 2 weeks ago, do you want Minshew or Hurts? And actually, you asked us. We went with Minshew, and Hurts hurt us. Now, who does Philadelphia want to face? Do they want to face Taylor Heineke or do they want to face Kyle Allen? Does it matter?
Well, look, I watch y'all play, right? For some odd reason, y'all were always on prime time. I don't know why. Y'all was on Monday night, on Thursday nights. I'm like, what's going on here?
Getting some respect.
And to me, it seems like that Heineke is trying to be a pocket passer. He's not that mobile, but Kyle Allen, he's way more mobile than Heineke. So now that give y'all a dual, a mini dual threat type of situation, just in case Philly keeps blitzing y'all. Because Heineke, he been getting beat up the past 3 weeks. It seemed like that he can't move. So I'd rather face Heineke than Kyle Allen.
Hey,
fair enough.
Okay,
fair enough.
Well, that's going to conclude our talk here with JC Eagles Talk. Where can they find you?
Hey, you can find me at JC Eagles Talk on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't mind collabing with anybody, even the Dallas Cowboys. It's all love, man, because, hey, like I said, man, life is short. Hey, I don't take anything personally. As long as you don't come at me sideways, hey, we could have fun. We could talk sports. We could laugh and stuff like that. And then, I would go from there. But, yeah, hey, just hit me up on Twitter. Hey, whatever. Hey, you could troll me. Hey, and I also do a play-by-play too. And I will be doing the play-by-play this Sunday. And whether we win or we lose, I'm be right here facing the music.
There you go.
So, all right, man. Thank you, man.
JC, we appreciate you coming on. When we come back, we're going to be talking more Washington sports-related content. But right now, it's
game over.
Coming up on the cool down. I couldn't resist that one. I couldn't resist the game over. We have it in the queue.
That's dope.
Shout out to some of the people. We haven't said this a little bit here. So Steve from
Steven Johnson.
Yep, Steve Johnson from Let's Talk Washington has jumped on the chat. So we
appreciate
we appreciate all the Philadelphia fans joining us, even if you support the wrong team this weekend.
Yeah, it's okay.
We appreciate the love and support.
Shout out JC Eagles Talk too.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We try to produce some good content. We appreciate the support.
You hear the little tinka-tinka tink?
Is he going for glass number 3? Goodness.
I think another eggnog has just been crafted over there.
Whoa,
Dak Prescott is in our chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I have to welcome Dak Prescott. Thank you very much.
Hey, we appreciate you doing what you got to do. Just make sure you do it against somebody else.
Or
stop
never.
doing it against us.
Yeah.
You can do it against
He's only done
else.
it against us twice. That's it. If you think
about it. 26 and 3 against the NFC East, so he does pretty good job and against the NFC East. So shout out to Dak Prescott in our YouTube chat as well.
I can't believe
for our audio listeners, legit a YouTube account with the name of Dak Prescott
and his picture and everything. So
everything.
So it's really him.
So just make sure the audio listeners catch that because they might not see that. Well, of course they won't see it because they're listening to the audio version. Yeah. Let's move on from the Washington game.
Okay.
We're going to make our picks and our dollars on Saturday when we have our betting show. Mm-hmm. So be sure to tune into that. That'll be this Saturday. We'll do our traditional dollar, which we love to do, and we'll also make our game picks there. Tentatively, the name is set as Game Bet Match.
It might be changed by the time Saturday get here for real.
Trent's less than thrilled with that name. So
it's kind of boring.
I will say that yes, he is definitely bored or not thrilled with that name, but let's vote on the name that he gave.
Exactly. What was the name that I get?
I did give a name. You're supposed to do the crickets there, Nathan.
I gave a name. Didn't I give a name?
I don't think so. You didn't give
it was already taken.
No name.
It was already taken.
Oh, okay.
I think Nathan said, what was it? It was something like all. Oh, we could do all bets aside. Ooh.
We'll see if that one's not taken. We'll do that one. Big move. None of us are going to be at the game. I actually, I did have tickets to the game. but because I'm feeling a little less than stellar, I'm going to stay home, be responsible.
I had season tickets, but I canceled them joints when we were 2-6, so I ain't going to be at the game.
so you can catch us streaming the game. Otherwise, I would have loved to have hooked up and chatted with fans while we're at the game. But like I said, I'm staying home, being responsible this weekend. So it sucks because it's the last game of the season, and I really didn't want to miss it, but it happens. It happens.
All right.
I'm not the only one who's sick, though. A lot of Washington Wizards have ended up on the COVID restriction.
Yeah,
list.
man. They decided Brad Wanamaker today to a 10-day hardship contract.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking based on that? I mean, they've got 7 guys right now who are on the protocols. They're hoping to get a couple back before Thursday night's game against Cleveland. Cleveland just lost, by the way, Rubio. He just tore his ACL for the second time in his career.
That's huge.
In a contract year, too.
That's huge.
It's huge for Cleveland. It's bigger for Rubio, who's hoping to get his last big contract. But it's the second time he's torn the ACL in that knee. So, I don't know. But anyway, so they've got 7 guys in protocol right now. Some guys who aren't even playing, like Thomas Bryant and Rui, who aren't even playing yet. But Howell Neto, Holiday, Beal, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, all those guys. So they were throwing guys off the bench. Who one guy they had signed literally earlier in the day.
Yeah,
and he was playing in an NBA game, making his NBA debut.
Run motion, you'll be fine.
And they hung for a while. I mean, they were down pretty big to Miami, but they came back and
they fought back. But
they got a lot of guys.
First quarter.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys who are obviously in the protocol right now, and it sucks to see that. Everybody's dealing with it. Everybody in the NBA.
Yeah.
But guys are starting to come back now. They're starting to come back. Brad might be back for Thursday night. So it's just something every team's going to have to go through at some point this year, and hopefully this is the last time they have to deal with it.
But pre-COVID, let's just say COVID didn't hit and the roster was intact. They still weren't doing that great.
Yeah, for sure.
So do we expect some moves to be made at the trade deadline coming up, or
I think so.
Do we accept? Yeah, you think so?
I mean, I don't see any big moves. I don't see like a Bradley Beal moving.
No, but
Rui,
like get some more role players in here.
Rui's not going to be moved. Rui hasn't played enough.
No.
Now,
Thomas Bryant could be moved right now.
Here's a bit of a hot take. I would not be surprised for a Bradley Beal move. In fact, I would support a Bradley Beal trade.
He ain't moving.
This joint is just got spicy.
A little spicy.
So, okay, Nathan.
There you go.
If Bradley Beal is on the move, what are we getting in return for Bradley Beal? Picks or players?
Yeah, picks.
I think you're probably just going to get picks. If you get a player, it's going to be an expiring contract type deal. Nothing fancy. I don't think you're going to see like a Westbrook type trade where you're giving up Beal for like 4 guys, right? So the roster is already pretty filled up.
This is interesting.
What I think that they're looking to do, though, is they're looking to build this team. And Brad, as Stoner's mentioned, he finally kind of wavered on his commitment to Washington this year, this season. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it comes down to whether or not he fits in with Wes Unseld Jr.
This
Dinwiddie is somebody that they targeted, and him and Dinwiddie don't seem to be having the chemistry fans had hoped for.
Mm-hmm.
So you just signed Dinwiddie. You have Beal, who his contract is nearing the end of its run.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
superstar player. I'm just saying that I would not be surprised to see it move.
This is
Brad
a
move.
bomb.
He's an asset that can actually get you something in return. Unlike Bertans,
you know what I always say?
Rui, who hasn't suited up.
What are you going to get in return for Brad if you don't get picks? You're going to get, and I've said this. I said this
role
before,
players.
and I know y'all get mad when I say this. So you're hoping to get a guy who can maybe be the second leading scorer, or he can be.
Beal.
You want to get Bradley Beal back. Well, you already got him. So stop trying to trade the guy that you're trying to get.
Do you think
But
you're
I don't
giving up?
think he
You're
fits
giving
with
up
the
on
team.
that. You're giving up on that already. in the first few games with Dinwiddie and everything, you're already giving up
I know,
on the
it's still
chemistry
too
right
early.
now?
Still too early.
Because do you think that would signal that you're giving up on the season if you go ahead and move Brad right now? Do you think that just signals to your team?
If it goes for picks, then yeah, you would be saying we're giving up on the season. Not giving up, but we're saying we're building for the future rather than for this year. So if you get picked, but if you get somebody back,
that take. Because it is the NBA, and Tom Shepard is quote unquote executive of the year, and he can pull off some surprising moves. But I think it's too early to move on from the chemistry idea with Spencer Dinwiddie. Obviously, it's not working right now, but I think it's
there's time to build that.
Dinwiddie, I still don't think Dinwiddie is as healthy as he needs to be, and I think that could be affecting the chemistry. But once again, the Wizards are lacking a true big man. Daniel Gafford is a stud. He is a stud, but he is Joel Embiid bodies him. Like he can't battle with any of the bigs. He's a little
undersized, and he's still got a lot to learn as well.
So I think they should move Thomas Bryant because he's a perimeter big man, and they don't need that. They need somebody down low to bang with the bodies and the big boys and rebound and be a rim protector.
Washington
Montrezl Harrell is not going to be a rim protector. I know he brings a lot of energy, but he's undersized and he has no post game. So you need a true big man. I think the Wizards would be a lot better shape than what they're in.
I think so. I think Thomas Bryant's a little bit better down low. He's definitely a what do they call him nowadays? The five position where he's a stretch five for sure. But he can protect the rim. He's not Embiid. He's not any of these other big guys like that. But he is very serviceable down low. So I think when he comes back, and again, it's like you want to trade a certain guy. There's no value in Thomas Bryant right now. There's zero value because he hasn't played in a year. No one's going to want to give up.
There's no value there.
Yeah, there's no value that you're going to get for him. So
let's give up Montrezl Harrell and somebody else for Sabonis from Indiana. Now that's a nice serviceable big man.
Now I'd give up half the team for Sabonis.
Half the team? He's an all-star, but half the team?
Yeah. Well, who are you not Bradley willing Beal. To give up? Besides Beal and Dinwiddie. I'd give up anybody else.
I don't know. I would probably move Dinwiddie. Honestly, I would keep Kuzma. He's clutch. We don't have that. We need a clutch gene, and he's proven he can be clutch.
I'd move Kuzma for a bag of potatoes. I like Kuzma, but he ain't.
Hold on. Rewind that. What did you say?
I said I'd give up Kuzma for a bag of potatoes.
Sweet potatoes or regular or Idaho?
It'd have to be sweet potatoes. I mean, because you got to get a little. You got to get a little bit. But Kuzma's. He's a.
You got to put a trade package right now for Sabonis.
He's a jag.
Well, so is Dinwiddie.
You guys love KCP. Maybe. There's another jag.
I like KCP. You need him.
I love KCP. I love Harrell. I love Hachimura.
Harrell can go.
I love these.
Harrell can go. Harrell, Neto, and Aaron Holiday for Sabonis can go.
But you're not going to get. Nobody wants your garbage.
I know.
Right? They don't want your garbage. You got to give up something to get.
All right, Spencer Dinwiddie, Montrezl Harrell, and a second round pick for Sabonis.
Oh yeah, I mean in a heartbeat I'd do that.
They're not going to give him up for that though. They're
not going to give up Dinwiddie because
I do expect the Wizards to be very active in the trade. I
hope so.
The problem here, Tiho bringing up Bertans. No one wants Bertans because he's not been hitting it.
No, bro, that's Stoner's guy.
If he can get to be consistent enough, people would want him. But no one's going to want him.
Here we go.
In his current state.
What?
Keep talking all you want. I'm going to the stats right now.
Okay. The stats aren't producing wins, bro.
He's not the guy who's going to lead you to wins. He's not that type of player.
Get him out of there. Get him off the team. We need players on the team that's going to help us win, damn it. If you're not going to help us win, get out of here.
I hear you. He's not that kind of player. He's the
no
kind
one's,
of player.
No one's going to want
a supporting role.
Then why is he on a squad if he's not that kind of a player? Was he just out there to get a paycheck?
No, he's a supporting player. There's nobody on this team that's going to lead you to win.
He's been shooting 42%.
Thank you.
That's bad.
That's probably top from 3, 20 in the league. That's amazing. 42%. You'd trade half your team for a guy who shoots 42%
Not
from
Davis,
three.
not Davis Bertans. No.
I'm just saying that's what his
also
stats
has only
are.
been averaging 6.5 points.
Look what he did last night. Look what he did.
How many
last night.
threes? How many threes is he attempting per game to
Yeah,
get
so
this 42%?
I think he went 5
Let's
to
do the
10
math
last
here.
night. Did he go
He's
5
shooting
to 10 from
40%,
three?
42%.
Yeah. Give me the numbers,
the last
bro.
10 games, he has 8 points a game. That means he's probably making 2 threes. So that's 6 points. And then, of course, he can get the other 2 points from elsewhere. 40% would be 2 of 5.
If we
His
didn't
last
have his
two
three,
games, 9 for 19 from three.
that's
In his last two
awful.
games.
That's awful, Stoner.
That's Hall of Fame level, Trev.
Okay, that's
9
2
for
games.
19?
That's 2 games,
games.
Stoner.
Look. Hold on.
Some people take that in one game.
You went to Latvia, but
listen,
it doesn't mean you know Bertans and his family.
Listen, I haven't been to Latvia though.
You haven't?
No, I never went to Latvia. I went to a lot of places
What?
around there, but
What?
what I'm
Chris?
saying, I'm just answering his argument. I'm not
What?
I'm not giving the whole.
was just
I
what?
just said the last 2 games he's 9 for 19, and Trev said that's terrible.
It is terrible, bro.
If you went 9 for 19 from
9 for 19
3
is good.
in your
in
last
2 games, that's bad.
50%.
Trevor,
Nah, I'm not. Oh,
Trevor.
you're right. I forgot. Those 27 points in 2 games almost made us not lose nearly as bad by 28 points and by 30 points. You're right. It does help us. If it wasn't for those, we would have lost by 40 points instead of 30 points. You're right.
listen, you need support guys. You don't. Not everybody is going to be the guy who's going to lead you to wins in
He's
every game.
you can get
He's
better
a support
support
guy.
guys, bro. You can come on. 8 points a game. That's not support.
No, that's not great. But
So get him
don't
out of
say
there.
he's not a good shooter. And
Get him out of there.
he's been shooting very
Is he-
well, especially
Is he going to be in the
since he came
3-point
back from
contest this
injury.
year? Is he going to be in the
Probably
3-point
not.
contest? Well, then
Probably
he
not.
ain't that good of a 3-point shooter then. Next.
Yeah, I already buzzed you guys. You guys continue talking. And I
Oh, is
couldn't
that what that
stop you.
means? Oh, I
That's
thought you
what
were just saying
that's
Trevor's
why-
Yeah,
wrong.
we don't
by hitting the
listen to
buzzer.
horns.
I thought the buzzer was
You're
Trevor, you're
wrong,
wrong.
Stoner.
Brrr.
You're wrong.
That was. We're
right.
done talking about that. Let's move on to the
Okay.
NHL side of the house.
All right.
The Capitals playing right now. Try not to spoil it for our man.
Yeah, don't
Stoner.
spoil it.
He
I'm
is.
recording it.
He's going to
Who
go
playing?
record and watch that.
Shout out
They're
one time to
currently-
Hig Aggie in the chat there.
They're currently playing the
Hey, what up,
Predators
Hig?
right now. They're back in action after
Yeah.
the NHL
Oh,
took a
yeah.
hiatus.
That's right. Yeah. COVID
Yeah.
hiatus.
Well, they had the NHL hiatus along with they lost a game they were still supposed to play before the hiatus, but they lost it because they had so many guys on.
Well, they didn't
the
lose
COVID
it. They got
protocols.
postponed.
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, they were still
Okay.
supposed to play even
Oh,
after
my
the NHL
gosh.
announced it. But
Stoner,
then,
don't look at the comments. Do not look at the comments. Don't look at the comments.
You can't tell him not to look at the comments. The
What
man's
is
got to
Tio?
look at the comments.
Tiho, did you not hear what Nathan said? He said, "Don't spoil it because Stoner's going to watch it later." Tiho,
For our
you're
audio
on secret double
listeners-
probation.
For our audio listeners, one of our
Tiho spoiled it.
listeners commented and spoiled the score. Now, at least you know it's going to be an exciting first quarter or first period, rather.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, but anyway, it's
Oh,
good
Dorothy
they were getting-
Washington in the chat.
Yeah,
too.
shout out one time, Dorothy. And Hig Aggie, who was in
Gotta
there
cut you
earlier.
both off.
All
right.
But just to say
It's
that
okay,
they're
Tito.
getting
We
guys
appreciate
back. Yeah, we're just kind of goofing around. They're getting guys back off the COVID list now, so they're starting to come back because again, they had the same thing before the shutdown. They had a whole bunch of guys you never heard of that they were calling up out of Hershey, and it was ugly. And they had a couple of losses, so good to see everybody's coming back now, getting healthy again. Start the new year fresh, hopefully.
Hopefully. What place are we? Are there standings in NHL? I keep forgetting.
They are currently second to Carolina and the Metropolitan.
Okay.
Or the Metropolitan. That's what a lot of people called it.
But
Most
what
Some
did you
people call it
say?
the Metropolitan. Most people call it the Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
I got superhero on.
We
on the
are
brain
going to start calling it the Metropolitan, though. That's what it's going to be called here on Rest of District. that they are leading or they're second in the Metropolitan division.
I don't even know how to say it anymore.
It's such a debacle.
Metropolitan.
It's such a debacle going on over here.
Metropolitan is the correct one. And the Western Conference, Nashville is currently second as well. They've been playing pretty well. So this is a pretty big game for Washington. So hopefully they can continue doing what T-Ho pointed out in our chat section there. You guys are goofballs and a half.
Well, hey, we didn't call it the Metropolitan. You can't be calling us the goofballs.
Yeah, Patrick McCombs would be livid right now if you called it the.
This is just turning into a debacle.
Then my New Year's resolution is to get better at. It's not like I haven't made an entire career out of words, by the way.
Well,
so my New Year's resolution.
That's your New Year's resolution.
Oh yeah, are we doing New Year's resolutions right now?
We're doing them now, so we can close out this show because you.
Oh man,
I can't have Stoner make another eggnog on camera. I can't.
Yeah, buddy.
A New Year's resolution. You would think I would have had one because I knew about the show.
It's only a couple days away, and we listed this as part of the outline.
I want to be the most successful I've ever been in my entire life. I'm not including just money. I'm talking emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. Anything, I just want to be this. I want this to be the best I've ever felt in my entire life. So that's my New Year's resolution.
I like it, Trev. I'm here to support you too.
I appreciate it.
I like that. Very good resolution.
Oh, thank you. I want to thank first and foremost for this award. I want to thank
my New Year's resolution is to drink more. No, I mean drink less. Drink less. My New Year's resolution is to drink less.
Oh, yeah?
So for real, though. Come January 1st, I'm going to not drink. Not because I have, a problem, because I really don't, because I barely drink. I just always drink on this show. But,
cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah, I just got to, get healthier. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me a little healthier. That's all.
Very nice. Nathan, what's your resolution besides
besides
the
for
real one?
Stuff, right?
I mean, that is a real one. That's
words better.
Let's be honest, that is a real one, but for real.
Mine's going to be getting healthier as well. So I'm recovering from a major surgery from early in the year and some other health stuff. So yeah, I just want to see this year be healthier. And as far as the success, I'm here with you, Trev.
Thank you
I think we're going to have some big things here on the channel. And we're going to, for the channel's New Year's resolution, we're gonna our plan is to continue bringing some really good content. We're looking forward to the betting show that we're going to be bringing you. We'll continue having our Wednesday show. Day After Reckoning is done once Washington season's done, but that doesn't mean we won't find something else to provide you as well.
A-list guests: Kanye West, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Barack Obama. They will
Dak
all
Prescott.
be in the. Dak Prescott was here tonight. They're all going to be on our show next year. So
Howie Roseman, right?
Stay tuned for that.
Show
Mark Anthony, Ryan Seacrest, everybody.
Mark Anthony, where did that one come from?
I have no idea.
He's just listing off all the names. Well, that's going to take it to the end of the show for us. We appreciate everyone who took the time to listen. Make sure you go out to our YouTube page and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're still on the road to 500. It's other side, Trev.
No, he had it.
No, subscription would be under this side.
For your screen.
Just pointing to the word.
You guys are pointing to the screen. But if people are looking at the thing, it'll be down.
But if they're looking, it's down.
On my left side,
down there.
We do a stream every Wednesday. Normally, we try to keep it to about an hour, but some eggnog and a good guest here, JC Eagle. Thanks for joining us this week to talk the Eagles side of the house.
JC Eagles, shout out.
We'll be back Saturday with the betting show, so stay tuned for that. Looking forward to bringing you our traditional Dala. We just want to wish everybody who watches this channel a happy New Year.
And safe New Year as well. Because
until next time, be a fan.
We love Washington, and we some die-hard fans. Yeah, we are. And you know we keep it on 10. Let's talk about the offense. 1, 2, 3, let's go. And they gifted. We are ref the district. podcast. Come on now and join us. You join it.